jebakutongoza amwaga kolombelela tanda bale wagamana ibantu banji balagusega ibantu banji bakutongoza amwaga kosunza sunza tanda bale wagamana.
Monze district is said to be one of the densely populated districts in Southern Province, with a population of 268,432 according to the 2022 National Housing and Population Census. The district has 3 constituencies, namely Wengwa, Momba, and Monze Central constituencies. Following government's move to enhance the Constituency Development Fund from 1.3 million kwacha to 30.8 million kwacha, the resource envelope to support various developments in the district has increased. Shouldered with the mandate to manage the CDF funds, Monze Town Council now outlines how this fund has been utilized.
Monze district is made up of 3 constituencies. That is Wengwa constituency, Monze Central, and Momba constituency. And the 2023 allocation for CDF was 28.3 million kwacha. And for the 3 constituencies, the total that we received as a district was 84.9 million kwacha. Of course, CDF has those components, the community projects, the empowerment, as well as the bursaries component. And for Monze Central, a total of 15.3 million kwacha was allocated towards community projects. And the CDF committee, of course, acting on recommendations from the WDC, approved 14 projects, and those are the ones that we were implementing.
One of the sectors with remarkable benefits from the Constituency Development Fund in Monze is the education sector. Through this fund, various infrastructure such as classroom blocks and laboratories have been built in various schools across the district.
We had a number of schools. One of the schools that was implemented last year was Chisida Primary School. There was a 1x3 classroom block that was built at a total cost of 640,000 kwacha. We also had a similar classroom block at Chiobola Primary School at a total cost of 523,000 kwacha. We also completed the laboratory at Monze Town Secondary School at a total cost of 631,000 kwacha. We again built a 1x3 classroom block at Simugade Primary School at a total cost of 640,000 kwacha.
Mulonga Dwili Primary School is one of the beneficiary schools. Infrastructure here had not been upgraded since its construction a few years after independence, but now the school has received a facelift through the construction of a 1x3 classroom block funded through Constituency Development Fund.
There is a lot of pupils who are to be catered within the same school. So under this project, I think it is going to make us now to be relieved, because it will be very easy for us to conduct the exams. Our normal learning sessions will be now prolonged. Instead of cutting them, to cater for those classes which were to be connected in the afternoons, we will be now doing them during the morning sessions. As a result, we will have ample time to do the teaching.
Rumba CDF uchikutuyagira chikoro chipotumbulije chikumulonga rwiri twaravuyo muyo mukutora bana kuchikoro kamboga kuti igoro mohivede mulahu maningi chakuti mwana kuzwa kuno kumulonga rwiri kwenda kuti aonke kuchikoro chari kututolera chindi bana banji kamboga buyo muyo mbo bana tibalibia banji bana chikoro bagaleka oro ndiso charo pauleka igoro kuramba kwa kuirwa akuti mwainga moja na masena akati yani akakwana kaindi so abo botuletera chikoro mbulijeji tuli mwa kukomana maningi kuti rusumporwa bora ndoswe mukati musogwe muno kambo kuno ko wali werere kubali kwamba oti musogwe
lumba hulumende tiatuletera chikoro ahawi mazuva aya aenda tibari kuchikora kutora vana muhingoro pami variregedhe kuiya kamba kuti tibari kuchikora kuvabhadharira muhingoro nivavora free education varanganya pona vakatarika rimi kuiya harimi hurumende vaturanganya vaturetera chikora hawe.
This infrastructure boost in the education sector has also benefited Simukale Primary School as well as Chisila Community School, where 1x3 classroom blocks have been constructed. Both the school authorities and benefiting communities understand too well the significance of this new infrastructure to the provision of quality education.
Before this building, learners used to learn in that classroom there, which is almost a death trap, and some learners were learning under the tree. So now with the building of this infrastructure, we are saying we have almost like a one stream, despite the school being a double stream, but all the learners come at once. So there's enough infrastructure now. Seeing that the government is building a lot of buildings using CDF money, especially in classrooms, but we're also requesting for staff houses. As you can see, our infrastructure there is almost dilapidated. It has been blown off by the wind and it has not been rehabilitated. So if the next consignment can be given to staff houses, then we'll be very happy.
Tulairumba government ahagainde ejire marusu mpondu batwetera wasimugale kutuyagira amaklasi akutwetera amadeski bana wakanyina amadeski so tulabarumba kabo bana bonse bakala amadeski jino jindi ponya imi mbulindi soto amaga into mulumenda alimi basi DF bakatupa amali women empowerment twagaora mpongo so be ano tulikomene kamba mpongo yeso yagayala jino jindi.
Last year we are given an opportunity by the council to come up with this structure, which you can see is a modern one. This community is growing, and we had a good number of pupils that were coming in, so that the school was just too small to accommodate the pupils. So the coming of this structure has given us a breath, especially that after the New Dawn government came up with the issue of free education, we had a number of pupils that were unable to accommodate here. But this time at least we can manage.
At Monze Town Secondary School, a modern science laboratory stands out. This too has been constructed using CDF at a cost of 750,000 kwacha.
This is 750,000 kwacha project sponsored by CDF, being a science laboratory and science being a hands-on subject, we enhance the teaching of the subject. In science we have a lot of practicals that go on, and for some time now, from 2016 when the school was established, we have always been relying on borrowing from other schools. It meant that the absence of the science lab was actually a hindrance to the quality service that we are supposed to give to the pupils. So the coming of this very expensive project will actually not only improve the results, but will also enhance the knowledge that is expected of the child who has done sciences.
To complement these newly constructed classroom blocks, the local authority has further procured desks that have been distributed in some of these learning facilities.
We procured about 2,300 desks. We're looking at somewhere around 3,000 again this year. Now, all that is for us to prepare for the increased number of learners that we expect to enroll in these schools, because now education is free.
Some of the pupils have been sitting on the floor, and therefore, at this point in time, we are happy that we have received 45 desks. So with the desks which we have, at least no pupil will sit on the floor. It will also improve the standard of learning to the learners, and also it will be easy for teachers to teach. We really appreciate this output which has come to our school.
On top of the 1x3 classroom, we are given desks for the grade 1s up to 4, the smaller desks, and the upper basic desks for the grade 8 to 9. At first we are given 84 days, and then in the second phase we were given 79 days. So we have a lot of days now. We have no learners sitting on the floor.
The presence of a good road network remains crucial to advancing national development. With agriculture being the main source of livelihoods for people in Monze, having a good road network facilitates easy transportation of farming products to the market. In this vein, Monze Council has procured earth-moving equipment for road rehabilitation that has also eased access to schools and health facilities for locals.
As a district, the 3 constituencies decided to put heads together and that we procure earth-moving equipment. So under Monze Central, we procured earth-moving equipment that included a motor grader, a roller compactor, a tipper truck, as well as a water bowser at a total cost of 6.3 million kwacha.
St. Mary's Namilongwe Road is one of the roads that has been graded in Monze Central constituency.
This is a very important road as it connects Monze from Monze town. It goes through St. Mary's, it connects to Namilongwe, Bombo, and Hatontola, and any other communities this side. And so from this road you can also connect through Pemba. And so you will discover that this road enables all the farmers that are around these communities to be able to actually take their produce to Monze town for selling. And so this brings about economic activities and maybe improved lifestyles for the people around here. And so this is a very great improvement, and we can attest to the fact that increased CDF actually has been able to better the lives of the people.
To mitigate the impact of climate change, which has resulted in drought that has affected farming communities in Monze district, the local authority has also invested part of the Constituency Development Fund in rehabilitation of dams.
Monze district doesn't have a stream, and so we depend on rainwater that we harvest in our dams, and also we depend on underground water. And that's why even most of the projects were tilted towards responding to the drought that we have faced. And some of these projects included the drilling of boreholes. We've also embarked on a program to rehabilitate the existing dams so that we increase on their capacity and also the ability to hold water, so that as a district we are able to build resilience towards drought, but also be able to respond to floods, because in times that we have rainfall, we experience flooding, and therefore that's why we want to have these dams so that they can help us deal with the 2 scenarios. In total, for Monze Central, the dams and the boreholes that we're trying to deal with, we're looking at a total of about 3.5 million kwacha. And the other dams, Luyaba Dam, as well as the 2 dams in Momba constituency, that is, one of them is actually Rusango Dam, and another one is Higabiro Dam. All those are being rehabilitated at a total cost of 5.5 million kwacha.
Another important structure recently constructed under Constituency Development Fund is Chief Hamusonde's Palace. This infrastructure, whose first phase was completed at a cost of 3 million kwacha, is the first modern palace to be constructed in this area.
It is with great pride that I stand before you to address the remarkable achievements you have made together, particularly in enhancing the living conditions of our traditional leaders and the communities they serve. As we witness the handover of Chief Hamusonde's Palace in Iwengwa constituency, we recognize this project as a symbol of our commitment to uplifting traditional leadership and the cultural heritage. This palace is more than just a building. The European government, led by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has been deliberate and emphatic in ensuring that the welfare of the Royal Highnesses, especially living conditions, are improved. Achievement government of Zambia, UPND
choya bamba mu myaka yotatwe choya kala jaridi oya ngawe maningi zinayoya kamwe inkurumende iya HH mwana wa mubengo munuraru lirarwa wabo agirire buyenganda uwabo kubengo buno.
During the handover of this infrastructure, Southern Province Permanent Secretary Namani Monze reiterated the need for the sustained engagement of local contractors in the construction of various infrastructure under the Constituency Development Fund.
When we emphasize that CDF projects must be done by local people, it's because we want to share the resources equally. This palace has been built by a local person, and our wish is that all these constructions that we are doing, let the local people participate, because that enhances the economies of the areas where these projects are happening.
Monze Council now highlights its future plans as to how CDF can be utilized further to improve the landscape of Monze town.
CDF has actually changed the landscape even of Monze district. You can imagine if the CDF was not enhanced, if we were receiving 1.6 million, we were not able to do the things that we have done. We're not able to buy the equipment. We're not going to be able to build the classroom blocks that we're building, as well as also projects that are actually responding to the current scenario that we are facing as a district, where we have this drought situation affecting us. We have had pronouncements that in next year's budget, we expect CDF to be increased further. And for us, that will really, really help, because even when we are talking about 14 projects, and I think about the same number under 2024 CDF, the need out there is quite huge. And like I mentioned, with the earth-moving equipment, other than grading, obviously we need to even lift some of the roads by way of dumping laterite on them. What we are doing now mostly is just light grading. We need to form these roads. And for us to be able to do that, we need more money, not just on fuel, but also being able to procure additional tipper trucks, for instance. But also, we are looking at being able to, in future, acquire our own rig as a district, because we are sinking quite a number of boreholes. As I mentioned, in Monze Central alone, we are looking at over 34 boreholes. In Momba, we're looking at 55 boreholes. In Wengwa, we're looking at 45 boreholes. And so if we had our own rig, we'd be able to do even more, because the only cost will be on materials.
The numerous developments propelled through CDF in all three constituencies of Monze district signify that CDF, if well utilized, can transform communities.
Ano mazuva ngakubereka tanda vale wakamana mudala.